good to see you again. I'm really missing some things during this quarantine time. One of the things that I'm missing is being able to go travel. Have you ever traveled somewhere? I got my suitcase out because I'm planning a trip for later this summer and I hope I get to take it. A trip to Hawaii with my wife, Shannon. It would be so much fun. So I'm just going to start getting packed for it now just in case I get to go later. But yeah, think about when you go on a trip, what are some of the things that you would pack to bring on a trip that you want to make sure that you don't forget? And what are some of the places that you really enjoy going on a trip? Have you been somewhere where you had to go on an airplane to get there? Or maybe you've gone to see someone special. We have a Bible story today about a guy named Saul who was going on a trip, and he really wanted to do some important work on this trip. So he got himself all ready to go on that trip, and he had everything that he needed in order to go take care of business. But something interesting happened to him while he was on that trip. Well, I'll just let the video tell you. So why don't you watch the video and come on back afterwards? Okay.
Hello explorers! This month we're talking about adventures and exploring. How many of you like to go on adventures? One thing I love to do is hiking and trekking. I pack my backpack, my tent, my walking stick, and I set off on an adventure through the mountains and forests. Let's all pull out our pretend binoculars and hold them up to our eyes so we can see what's ahead. I see a man from the Bible walking down a road far away. His name is Saul. Let's learn a true story about him. Saul was not a nice man. He did things to hurt God's people. He was traveling along the road on his way to a place called Damascus, when suddenly a bright light from heaven shone on him. He fell to the ground. He heard a voice saying, "Saul, Saul, why are you hurting me?" Saul didn't know what was going on. He asked, "Who are you?" Then he heard a voice say, "I am Jesus, who you're hurting." He was confused. Then he heard the voice say, "Get up and go into the city and you'll be told what to do." Everyone with Saul was shocked. They all heard the voice, but they didn't see anyone. Saul got up and opened his eyes, but he couldn't see anything. Saul's friend took him by the hand and led him into Damascus. He was blind for 3 days. While he was in Damascus, he had a vision of a man named Ananias coming to him and touching his eyes and healing him. But where could he find this man named Ananias? Ananias was in his house when he heard the voice of Jesus say, "Ananias, go to a house on Straight Street and find a man from Tarsus named Saul. He'll be there praying." Ananias knew who Jesus was talking about. Saul hated God's people. There was no way he wanted to go find him. He told Jesus he didn't want to go, but Jesus told him it was okay because Saul was going to tell everyone about Jesus from now on. So Ananias did as Jesus told him. He went to the house, found Saul, put his hands over Saul's eyes, and told him Jesus sent him to help him see again. When he touched Saul's eyes, he could see again. Saul was so excited to be able to see again. But more than just his sight was healed, his heart was healed. He got a new name, Paul. He loved Jesus and loved God's people. He was baptized, and from then on, he taught people about Jesus wherever he went. Everyone was astonished at how he was changed. Jesus changed Saul's life, and Jesus can change our lives too.
Well, wasn't that a good story? But it turned out Saul's trip didn't go as planned. Sometimes we plan big adventures and God has other plans for us. I'm kind of really glad that God had other plans for Saul. You see, Saul wanted to go and be mean, didn't he? But Jesus helped him to change his mind. Jesus showed him a better way. Jesus gave him a better plan. His plan was to go and be mean, but Jesus changed the plan to be loving. God shows us a better way. Sometimes we have our own plans. We want to get packed and ready to go, and we've got big ideas, and it's important to stop and listen to see if Jesus has a better way, if Jesus can show us a better way. Kind of reminds me of a memory verse I'd like for us to work on together. Could we work on a memory verse together for the next few weeks? It comes to us from Psalm 119, 105. Our verse says, "Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path." Can we say that together again? Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. Psalm 119, 105. And that helps me remember that sometimes on the journey of life, Jesus has better plans. And Jesus' plan is always to love God and love people. My wife Shannon and I told you we are hoping to go on a trip later this summer, but she found an awesome book all about loving the world and loving people. And it fits perfectly with Jesus' plans that he showed Saul. Instead of being mean, he should love people. Jesus changed Saul's plans, and Jesus can show us a better way too, to love people and love the world. So why don't you take a listen to Shannon's story real quick, and then I'll see you on the other side.
Hello, friends. Today I'm going to read you a story about love. God is love, isn't he? And it makes him so happy when we show love to others. Let's read this story called Love the World by Todd Parr. Love the world. Love your face. Look at his silly face. So funny. Love your space. Look, they're in their home. That's their space that they're loving. We're in our home a lot right now, aren't we? Love your nose. And love your toes. Look at that pig, he's upside down. Love your eyes and love your size. Love your walk. Look at those crabs walking. It's so funny how they walk, isn't it? I like to do the crab walk on my back. Silly crabs. Love your talk. These friends are saying nice things. They are saying, I love you. They're being so kind with their words, aren't they? Love giving a hand. They are helping. They are collecting food for people who might not have it. Love taking a stand. She is loving everyone. Love yourself and love the world. Love the bees and love the trees. Love your ears and love your tears. He's so sad, isn't he? Sometimes we feel sad, don't we? And it's okay to cry. That helps us feel better sometimes. If we see a friend crying, we can ask them what's wrong, and we can pray for them, can't we? That might help them feel better. Love your hair. Look, she has very big hair. And love your flare. She has a bright pink bow. Love being kind. God loves it when we are kind, doesn't he? This guy is adopting a dog. That's how he's being kind. Love using your mind. God gave us beautiful minds, didn't he? She is building a robot with her beautiful mind. Love making art. Look at her painting. My daughter Abby loves to paint. She likes to paint with her hands and with a paintbrush and sometimes with a toothbrush. She loves making art. Do you guys like to make art too? Yeah. Love sharing your heart. Look, they look like they're very good friends, don't they? Love yourself and love the world. Love your giggle and love your wiggle. Love your grin, that's another word for a smile. And love your skin. God made us all so beautiful, didn't he? Love the land. The animals live on the land, don't they? Look at all these animals. And love the sea. Look at all these different creatures that live under the sea. God made all of them and he loves all of them, doesn't he? Love the earth. Love you and me. It makes God so happy when we all love each other, doesn't it? Yeah, when we're kind to each other, it makes him so happy. Love yourself and love the world. Thank you for joining me to read this book. It's so nice to think of things that we can do that show love to others, isn't it? We can pray for our friends even though we can't see them right now. Maybe we can call them on the phone or talk to them on a video chat or Zoom. It's so nice to reach out to our friends even though it's in a different way right now. And we can show love. We have to be creative, but we can do it, can't we? Let's think of some ways that we can show love to our friends or even our family this week. Will you think about that with me? All right.
All right. Wasn't that fantastic? I am all set for another good week. I hope you are too. Remember to eat all your vegetables. Remember to keep your room clean. And I hope you are doing well at home. I really, really miss you guys. And I hope that you keep pointing yourselves toward Jesus. Until next time, bye.